Welcome back to the WTF Global Times, where diplomacy takes a nap, reality takes a hit, and the Ayatollahs think Twitter is a war room. Today's headline, Fatwas, Fallout and Fallout Shelters. Because what's more 2025 than religious death warrants, diplomatic ghosting, and the UN building peace with paperclips? Let's begin. Iran's Revolutionary Guards, the IRGC, are having a full theological meltdown. Apparently, the recent UN peace conference in New York, co-chaired by Saudi Arabia and France, hit a nerve, or at least a martyr vein. The IRGC issued a fiery statement calling the push for a two-state solution satanic. Yes, satanic. Because apparently drawing two flags on a map is now haram, while building tunnels under Gaza and launching rockets during Ramadan is totally holy. They also invoked the legacy of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, who, reminder, was assassinated inside Tehran last year while sipping saffron tea during a presidential inauguration. According to them, martyrdom is not just a tactic, it's now a strategic doctrine, which is like saying dying is a long-term investment plan. Then came the real WTF moment. The IRGC warned that the geography of the battlefield may change. Now, we've heard this threat before, but this time it sounds like they're ready to relocate the war to Switzerland, maybe even Canada. After all, nothing says death to Israel like firing a drone from suburban Ontario. They added, Iran's reactions will be more crushing than previously observed. But given how last month's war ended, with Tehran's skies lit up like a 4th of July barbecue, and Israel losing a shoe, we're not sure how much crushing is left to do, unless of course they mean emotional crushing. Because morale? Very, very crushed. Meanwhile, back in Gaza, the legacy of October 7th is being rebranded like a Netflix series. The IRGC said, the Aqsa storm was not a passing event, it's doctrine. Yes, a doctrine that got 53,000 Gazans killed, destroyed half the strip, and somehow made the global left start questioning their own Instagram filters. They accused Israel of genocide. They accused the US of enabling it. They even accused hunger itself of being a Zionist tool. Apparently, starvation is now an IDF division, armed with saltless crackers and moral superiority. And then came the kicker, a US lawsuit. Yes, American citizens victims of Hamas and Hezbollah attacks are now suing the UN's Palestinian agency, UNRWA, for enabling terrorism. Why? Because it turns out the same organization meant to educate and feed Palestinians was also running rocket science for radicals on the side. According to court filings, UNRWA staff weren't just teaching math, they were allegedly moonlighting as missile logistics consultants. The Biden administration tried to block the lawsuit back in 2024, citing diplomatic immunity, but in 2025, under President Trump, the DOJ flipped the table. UNRWA, no longer immune, let the subpoenas fly, and Israel, they already passed legislation banning UNRWA from operating in their territory. Even the opposition parties agreed. Because when even your liberal parties vote to kick out the UN, something has seriously gone off the rails. Back in Iran, things got darker. Former IRGC chief Mohsen Rezaei promised that a great revenge would one day erase Israel from the map, which is ironic because Israel's maps now include every single IRGC airbase, complete with drone flight paths and espresso machine locations. Another general praised Iran's war effort, saying, "We didn't fight just one regime, we fought NATO, Europe, and the US." A bold claim considering they barely managed to respond to Israel's cyber spam, and as if that wasn't enough existential dread, Houthi rebels decided the ceasefire was a lie and resumed attacking cargo ships. No warning, no press release, just straight back to pirate mode. Why? Maybe Iran told them, maybe they got bored, or maybe someone misread ceasefire as sea safari. Either way, the fallout, metaphorical and radioactive, is spreading. The Middle East is now in a full-blown wait and retaliate posture. Every drone strike is answered with a hashtag, every fatwa gets a press conference, and every bunker in Tel Aviv has a Netflix subscription. And while the IRGC rants about martyrdom and missiles, Israel has already moved on to targeting Iranian weapons factories using algorithms, emoji-coded intelligence, and potentially AI-generated Mossad memes. So yes, the fatwas are flying, the fallout is simmering, and the shelters, they're being restocked with instant hummus and prayer beads. And in case you're wondering where President Trump stands on all this, stay tuned for Trump comments, where real estate meets regional warfare and foreign policy sounds like a comedy roast at Mar-a-Lago.
They're saying, I'm halal now. Beautiful word, by the way. Never been more delicious or dangerous. The Ayatollahs want me gone, folks, which means I'm living rent-free in Tehran. Tremendous real estate, terribly view. Iran's building bunkers. Mine have gold taps. Just saying. Stop bombing each other, or I'm putting tariffs on oxygen. Nobody wins in war except me. I win big. The best peace deals, signed with golden pens, no missiles, just Mar-a-Lago hugs. Tremendous hugs. I told Bibi, great guy, by the way, I said, if you want a real ceasefire, offer him a Trump Tower, maybe two. That's how you build peace, folks. Real estate peace. Beautiful towers with gold. The UN, it's like a group chat, everyone arguing, nobody listening. China's ghosting, France is whining, and I'm the only one making sense. Sad. Missiles, they're like tweets, fast, powerful, sometimes a little too powerful. And yes, occasionally they cause a tiny bit of international chaos, but very stylish chaos. Iran says they want peace, right? But they send drones. I say, I want McDonald's, and I send jets. That's how we do it. It's basically the same thing. Total hunger diplomacy. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does ceasefires like me. I've signed more of them than I've signed prenups. And believe me, that's a lot. Tremendous paperwork. The missiles, that was just a very strong hello, a beautiful hello, like a handshake, but with fireworks, very festive, very explosive, just incredible energy. Look, I love peace. Everybody knows it. Huge fan of peace, but sometimes you got to slap peace right across the face, you know, just to get it moving. It's how it works, folks. We drop pamphlets before the bombs. That's what I call classy warfare, classy, informative, a little loud, but very fair. When I say de-escalation, I mean fewer nukes, not zero. Let's be honest, zero is for losers. You always need a couple, just in case. People say war is bad, okay? But I say bad wars are bad. Some wars, tremendous. Ratings through the roof. CNN was begging for another.
Final thought, when the IRGC says peace is satanic and the UN gets sued for financing rocket science, one thing's clear, diplomacy needs a therapist. But wait, before we go, what did our former presidents have to say?
Look, folks, we can't bomb our way into peace. We gotta talk and also nap. A strong nap builds strong alliances. Back when I was with, that guy, we used pencils, not missiles, real pencils, folks.
We don't need more weapons. We need more Wi-Fi and hope. Hope with encryption. Peace isn't a drone strike with good intentions. It's, well, not a drone strike.